Hello, my name is Pat Bohse and I will be the host for today's show. Welcome to SCAN. We have an exciting show planned for you today, and we have a guest from Seabrook, and with us is Michelle Aguilar, who is the Community Resource Coordinator, and also Betty Hill, who is a resident at Seabrook. So welcome.
Thank you.
We're very happy to be here.
Yes, thanks so much for inviting us.
Yeah, I'm excited about the show for lots of reasons.
Okay.
But before we get started, let's talk a little bit, because I think that Seabrook is celebrating a fabulous anniversary this year.
We are, yep. The year 2013 marks our milestone, our 15th anniversary. So we've been in the community, we've been in Tinton Falls for 15 years in November.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So with that, how did it get started? Who had the brainstorm to have it here in New Jersey in Tinton Falls?
Sure. Well, we were actually founded by a man named John Erickson, who had this vision of having community living for older adults. His very first campus that he had opened up was in Maryland, and he had purchased a college campus that was no longer being used as a college campus. So he brought this vision together of having all of the amenities on site, such as full-time doctors, and really making it a continuing care retirement community. So it would have different levels of care, but you would move in as independent living. So this was his vision, his brainchild. He opened up quite a number of campuses throughout the country, and we are now one of 16.
Wow.
Yes.
One of 16.
One of 16.
I do know that the concept years ago was just very innovative and very exciting,
Yes.
Especially being in the field of aging for 35 years. When the concept started, I was amazed that it wasn't thought of sooner, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, that it was like one-stop shopping or one-stop living.
Yeah. He truly was a pioneer, you know, in his day. And I have to say, it's funny, I have relatives who sit on medical boards and, you know, go to the WHO, and they say that a lot of people always use the Erickson model.
Yes.
So there are continuing cares opening up in Asia using the Erickson model.
Wow.
And we've actually had a few people from China come and take a look and walk through our campus to really get a good feel.
Yeah.
They always are.
Yes.
I mean, just like I think anybody is. The first time you come through that gate, if you're a first-time person coming through, you know, the gatehouse, you're really amazed at how big the campus is, because you don't realize
Really
it.
lovely.
Yeah.
So tell me, how come Tinton Falls?
Sure. Well, Tinton Falls was chosen because of the great relationship that John Erickson had with the mayor of Tinton Falls, Mayor Ann McNamara at the time, as well as the location, the closeness to the Jersey Shore, which was a great area for people, a great attraction, and there really wasn't anything like Seabrook available to residents of this area. So they chose it, and also the land. They were able to get 100 acres. So our campus sprawls over 100 acres of land.
And it's also close not only to the shore, which is an attraction. I mean, unfortunately, we've been through some troubling times lately, but it's close to the Parkway and other public transportation.
Parkway, the Turnpike, it's easy access to Atlantic City, to New York City through public transportation. And I think the most recent addition, which has been great for a lot of our residents, is the Jersey Shore outlets, which are right around the corner.
And I'm sure that you
And
have
the
a bus
mall, they
that
come to the
goes
mall
there.
often. Yeah, we have a bus that goes there, and we have a bus that comes to the mall 3 times a week.
So we'll have to make sure that we invite all of you down when you come to the mall, so that we can show our hospitality to you.
How nice.
Great.
We have a sign over our town square sign, and it reads how very good and pleasant it is when kindred live together in unity. And I think John picked that. And to me, it's just a wonderful thing, because it just is true of Seabrook.
Absolutely. And again, I've been there many of times for lots of reasons, both, you know, to visit. We do have programs there we'll talk about in a little bit.
Sure.
But I also been there with other organizations, and you've always been very hospitable and welcoming. So I can only imagine how they are with their residents and their guests. So
Wonderful.
And a good way, you know, I like to describe Seabrook to people, because oftentimes people are very curious as to what is Seabrook and, you know, what does it look like inside? And oftentimes I refer to it as a docked cruise ship. A cruise ship that's been parked, you know, it never leaves port. It's permanently there, because we do have a full staff in every aspect. I mean, with myself, Community Resources, we're somewhat like the social directors on the cruise ship. You know, we make sure the groups and the clubs always have things going on, the movies that are shown, the live entertainment that brings in, which we'll touch on more as well.
Well, the other is, I know that you've gone through changes over the years, so what are some of them? I mean, from the concept to actually putting the shovel on the ground, building the campus, and I'm sure that it might have been built in stages or not.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of the changes.
Sure. Well, 16 years ago, a man by the name of Gary Engelstead, who actually used to be a SCAN board member and is still heavily involved with Seabrook, he was recruited by Ericsson to work for them in Maryland, and when the opportunity came for the New Jersey campus to open, his wife, who's an Ocean Township native, said, you know, can we see what we can do to move back there? And he looked into it, and you know, he had applied for it, and they brought him over, and he just started on a pile of dirt. There was nothing there. He didn't even have a trailer in the beginning, was just renting space. And what he would do is to show prospective residents, he would have dollhouse setups of the apartments, you know, to show residents what an apartment would look like. And then he would actually take busloads of prospective residents down to Maryland to, you know, our headquarter campus to really get a feel of what the model would be like. So it started that, and then once they broke ground and they started building, the first phase was completed, which was one community building, one clubhouse, and it started with 2 residential buildings and eventually had 4. And that was the first phase of Seabrook. Then what they built after that was our continuing care facility, which is called the Gardens. And then after the Gardens were built, they built a second clubhouse with 4 more residential buildings. So as of right now, Seabrook has 8 residential buildings, over 1,000 independent living apartments, and then approximately 160 bed assisted living facility.
So again, when one enters Seabrook or chooses to live there, they're there for as ever long as they want to, because the care will always be there available to them, depending on what stage you're at or what your needs are.
Exactly.
And that's really comforting, isn't it?
It's a wonderful feeling of security, you know, and they just help you in every step of the way.
Yes, and you keep your friends, and everyone looks out for each other, I'm sure.
Definitely.
I'd love to probably be a fly on the wall in the coffee clock, and what you're talking about.
The dinner table, I feel, is where a lot of it gets passed
That's
around.
a lot of it there,
Okay.
And that's the beauty, I'm sorry to interject, about Seabrook as well, is we do have 3 restaurants on campus, and residents are entitled to 1 meal a day, you know, so they all of the apartments have kitchens in them so they can prepare their own meals, but every night residents get together and have dinner together, and all of the restaurants are bring your own, so everybody will bring a bottle of wine or champagne and, you know, get together and have a really great time with a great meal.
Also at our luncheon in the fireside, they serve wine free of charge. And this
Which is always exciting.
I just love to bring all my guests there because they say, you do this every day? And we say, sure.
That's wonderful. I didn't know that, so I'll come and see you, Betty, pretty soon.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So some of the other amenities that you provide on campus, what are they?
We have a fitness center on site, which I know Betty uses quite often, right, along with a heated swimming pool and hot tub. We also have a wood shop on campus, so as people are moving in, sometimes they'll pick up other hobbies because now they have all of this extra time as retirees. So we do have an established wood shop, and anybody's welcome to join in, and they oftentimes make like toy trucks that they'll sell or wooden clocks, and most recently the biggest item has been iPad styluses or any touch tablet styluses.
Wonderful.
A lot more.
I should go get one.
Residents, yes, you should.
But all their profits go to our fund.
Yes.
You know, our fund they sell.
Our resident care fund, which is what guarantees all of our residents a home for life.
That's wonderful. I mean, so all of the money that's raised there stays there, and make sure that everyone's able to stay there.
Yes.
And so that's a really big piece.
We also have our own bank, which I think is just a wonderful thing.
It's not our own sanctioned bank. It's PNC. There's a satellite on campus.
Yes,
and ATMs. Yeah.
Beauty parlors are important.
Yes.
I have seen some of your classrooms, because I know that you have music classes.
Yes.
Yep.
You have a theater.
We do. We have an auditorium, which actually all of our religious services are in, as well as our movies and any live entertainment that we have, which sometimes we'll have bands come out. Recently, we had an accordion band come out. Jimmy Byrne has been there, Bobby
Of course.
Byrne.
Oh,
So, of course, yes.
Jimmy Byrne, yeah.
So we do have a lot of those great amenities. We also have a catering room, which is a great place because if residents, let's say, want to host a party or a resident's son or daughter wants to hold a wedding, we can certainly do it all on campus. It is, as you had mentioned earlier, a one-stop shop.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And so the other thing that I'm really interested in, and now I've heard what you have, Betty, tell me what you do for fun there, besides having lunch with wine.
Well, sometimes I believe there's too much to do.
Okay.
Everything coincides. Something I want to do on Friday, I'm at the Bridge Club, and I can't do there. I do welcoming at on the welcoming committee at Seabrook, and I just love it when they say, "What am I going to do?" You know. But I did want to mention that every club that we have is resident-run. They're all run by the residents. Michelle will help you and start you, which we're, such as if you're a nurse, you can go to her and say, I would like a nurses club. And I think we have over 125 clubs.
Wow.
Resident-run clubs.
So there is
Yeah.
plenty to do.
Absolutely.
And they vary. The resident-run clubs vary from, as Betty had mentioned, bridge to maybe mahjong or knitters and crocheters. Wood shop is also considered a club. We also have gentlemen that do stained glass together. There's ceramics, water and watercolor. So it's quite the spectrum
Yes,
of what
it
you
is.
can do.
It really is.
So the one thing that I learned here, since I'm here, I've been here about a year and a couple of months at SCAN. I've been in the field for a long time.
Sure.
Is that people sometimes make an assumption that when people retire, no matter what age they are, is that they have nothing to do. And I have found the opposite, that I have to fit into people's schedules in order just to talk to them, never mind ask them to work with us or come to some of our classes.
Yes, yes.
So it's a very important lesson learned for me.
Sure.
And I'm incredibly respectful of your time and of anyone's time and not making those assumptions anymore. So that was a big lesson learned for me.
I'm really flabbergasted sometimes at the talent we have there. We have an art show. It's phenomenal. I mean, really, it's at a category, it's museum-like. And there's so much talent there, don't you think so?
I do, I agree. 100%. We have sculptors, we have painters, people who do bunka, so it's quite, again, a wide variety.
Well, that might be interesting because on June 15th, we are going to have an art show up in the mall. And a sale. And so maybe some of your artists would like to participate and we'll work the
We can
logistics
certainly work
out.
that out.
Yes,
Yeah,
that would be
absolutely.
wonderful.
Yeah, we have a wonderful
We have a lot
art
of
program
artists.
too, and so we can join forces
Great.
and show the world how talented you all are.
Yeah,
it really
I think
is.
that would be excellent.
Yeah.
Great.
Good.
So tell me on the employment side. So now we understand that you have a fabulous location with many buildings that provide continuum of care as far as once you come to Seabrook, you stay there and are taking care of whatever your needs are. But you're also probably a major employer.
Yes, we are. We have been for the past 15 years, and our numbers have just increased over time. But as of right now, Seabrook employs a little over 800 employees. And for quite a few years in a row, we've been voted in as one of the top companies to work for in New Jersey. We're always in the top 100. And that goes as far as benefits go, perk benefits, and just really caring for their employees. And I myself have worked at Seabrook for 2 years now. And kind of almost being the new kid on the block in my department, which, you know, a lot of people, once they stay, they stay. It's just like once you move in and you're living there, same thing with employees. Once you stay for as long as you can. And I truly, every day, am amazed at how thoughtful they are towards employees, you know, and how much they care. And, you know, they offer quite a few things. Not a lot of places that you go to will offer adoption assistance. Seabrook does.
Wow.
Seabrook or Erickson Living as a whole also offers a great employee life balance, you know, helping you manage your work-life balance. They also offer a lot of fitness classes. We are able to use the fitness center after hours when residents are eating dinner. They also offer classes for us during lunch, like Qigong, which helps us relax, and they're starting a Zumba class for employees too. So not only do we look out for our residents as far as their well-being and their healthiness, I mean, it really is one big family. Don't you agree, Betty?
Yes.
That it's the staff is included as well.
Wonderful. That's really good to know.
Yeah.
We're in great touch with management there, I think, which is a very, very nice thing. Michelle, maybe you could speak a little bit about the scholars we have. We are giving out 40 scholarships this year.
Sure. So, you know, being at Seabrook, we have over 800 employees, and all of the jobs range and gamut from being in housekeeping to community resources, which is what I do, to, you know, being the executive director. And because we have 3 restaurants on campus, we do have a number of student employees, mainly from the local high schools, Ocean Township, Monmouth Regional, Neptune, Asbury Park. Our Shore Regional are employed at Seabrook, and they're our wait staff. And if they work, there's a certain set amount of hours that they have to work that by senior year, if they're still employed with Seabrook, they can apply for a Seabrook scholarship.
Wonderful.
And we have a scholars
nice,
fund.
yes.
And it's actually, it's a great amount because it's $600 a semester for 4 years.
All of these little kept secrets here.
It's really great,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
And,
yes.
you know, it's another fund, and it's because living at Seabrook, there is one policy that we all live very strongly by, and that there's no tipping. There's no tipping, and there's no accepting of gifts.
Got it.
And the residents each year give to an annual fund by choice for our scholars.
Wonderful.
And so all of that gets pooled together, and then they go through a whole application process. Residents sit on the board to nominate these scholars. You know, they pick and choose, and they go through the essays. It's like applying for a grant anywhere else that you would. It goes through a panel. And then once they get accepted, the scholars are invited back to Seabrook with their parents for a lunch, and we have a whole ceremony. They wear gowns, we play Pomp and Circumstance in our theater.
It's very
Residents
touching,
come.
yes.
I mean, it always makes you cry.
Yes,
it does.
It does. It really does. Yes.
Well, that's, I mean, I'm excited, and so I'm putting it on my to-do list to think about seriously as I retire
Becoming
in
a resident.
10 years from now to maybe have a consideration there.
Absolutely.
So besides you celebrating your 15th anniversary, Seabrook has been very, very good and has been a partner, a community partner with SCAN for at least the last 14 of the 15 years.
Yes.
So why don't you just give us a little history about the relationship,
Sure.
what we're doing together now?
Sure. Well, the same gentleman, Gary Engelstead, who, you know, started with a pile of dirt, also started as a board member of SCANS. And I think he, you know, along with your predecessors, really worked together in creating a great partnership between the two. And so as of right now, Seabrook hosts a couple of your classes. We're a satellite campus for SCAN, which is nice because you have quite a few non-residents coming to those classes and quite a few residents coming to the classes. And we also open up all of our entertainment and current events, you know, to the membership of SCAN.
We're going to better advertise that.
Yes, we're going to do more and more of it because we can only grow each year.
Absolutely.
Right. And we also host the annual SCAN Luncheon every year, which is a nice treat for us.
We're very thankful for that.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a major fundraiser for us, and again, we couldn't ask for a better setting. I mean, when you talk about people being welcoming and cordial and the food being really good.
And we try to give you the full experience because we have you all, and sometimes it always sounds bad when we say we have you all park in the back, but we do it so you can ride the shuttle. We have a shuttle that comes and picks up all of the guests and brings them to the front of the restaurant. So
and it works perfectly because that's part of the allure to the luncheon. And truly, we're incredibly grateful for the donation that you provide us, but also the partnership.
Thank you.
We are hoping that our classes grow there and that we have more of your members come to SCAN. We are going in new directions. And the other issue is that besides Gary being on the board years ago, you're on our board of directors now.
Yep. I've been on the board for a year, and I was just recently voted in for another 2-year term. So
nice.
It's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting to be a part of it and be, get the daily scope, because we do have such an important relationship. We're less than 6 miles away from one another, and we both can truly help each other out.
And I'm appreciative of the board of directors and you all letting me do some crazy things that we've been trying to foster. We're trying to develop some signature programs that SCAN will be known for, not just our regular classes, but things that will help people who are 50 and over in regards to employment issues, taking better care of their own health, to be their own good advocates, and then also bringing our programs into the community. So you're a wonderful example for us.
Thank you.
Because we are able to do that and show that or showcase that. So on behalf of us, thank you for all of that you do. But I want to just spend a couple more minutes with you, and if you were to deliver a message to the general public about, or to your family and friends about Seabrook, what would you be telling us?
Well, what they say is true. It is complete worry-free living. Our bulb goes out. They put it in. A couple of months ago, my ice maker broke. Well, I called up. They put a new one in. This cannot be in your own home. And I was living alone. I just couldn't manage all those things. And I just wish that people would come into Seabrook younger and be able to enjoy all the years and things that they offer. I really do.
Well, we're hoping that the message will get out as a result of this show and other things that you do.
And one thing, if I can just piggyback on what Betty was saying, recently, we all had gone through the devastation of the hurricane and then the nor'easter following immediately after. At Seabrook, everybody, it was all hands on deck, employees, and this is when I say the employees there, including myself, feel that it's more than just a job, right? It's family. And we all started serving food. We would look out for residents, and, we were without power for 3 or 4 days, but we made it as comfortable as possible.
Well, they never missed a beat. Every meal was served, and
and even though we couldn't show movies, we added a few extra bingo games that we played with them. So
well, I think that we're getting the gist. So we're going to be closing up. I know that you have a statement that you'd like to make, and then we will take a break and come back with Andrea Tarr, our program director.
Great.
Well, we'd like to say, when you live at Seabrook, you add more living to your life.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back. My name is Pat Bohse, and welcome to SCAN. I have with me now the program director for SCAN, Andrea Tarr, and we wanted to take this opportunity to bring you up to date with what's going on at the new SCAN and the programs that we're planning to do for the near future, and also to reiterate some of the signature programs that we're trying to roll out in 2013. So welcome.
Hey Pat, thanks for having me.
So I know that we have a very wonderful program planned for the rest of 2013. And so can you share with me some of the things that are on the agenda?
Well, some of the things that will be on the agenda, which we're all really looking forward to, for example, on June 15th, here in the mall, we're having an art show. And that's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of talented, as you know, a lot of talented artists and photographers, all different types of art. And we've decided to get all these talented people together upstairs in the mall, and we're going to do an art show. So I think it's going to be great.
I'm excited about that.
So am I. So am I.
Again, because the skill level is so amazing.
Yes, it's Yes, there's very talented people, so they're very excited as well.
What else are we doing?
Well, let's see. We also have a mall walk coming up. That's going to be great. That's at the end of September, September 28th. We did one last year. I think last year we had about 50 people. That was our first time. I'm hoping we'll have at least double that. And we walked the mall. We had a DJ. It was really a wonderful time. We're going to have some breakfast after the walk. And we invite, grandparents to bring their grandchildren. Everyone is welcome to walk, and we're going to be offering tributes to grandparents, which will be posted all around the walking route. And this year, with our new improved website, we're also going to have those tributes on the website. So it's really going to be wonderful.
And the website is?
www.scannj.com.
Yes.
And everyone should look at it because it's been totally redesigned. It's beautiful.
I'm very pleased about that, too. So what else are we doing?
Well, let's see. Of course, we can't forget that this is our 25th anniversary, and we're celebrating all year long. And the big event will happen October 29th. We're having a birthday party, a birthday/anniversary. And that's going to be in the mall. And, of course, birthday cake. Everyone is invited. Come see the new scan. Come visit us. We'll take you on a tour. Have a piece of cake. Wish us happy birthday.
Yeah. The other two things that we are planning, one which is very traditional, is our annual awards luncheon, which is held at Seabrook. And so this year we're really pleased to be able to honor some wonderful community representatives and volunteers. And so it will be held on October 15th at Seabrook, and we'll have more information coming down the pike, so to speak.
Absolutely.
And we're hoping that a lot of our members join us, especially those who were very active in the past and who are active now. We had talked about some signature programs, and I know that there's 3 that I am excited about, and one is about brain fitness. I have to say that the people who have been coming to SCAN all of these years have been practicing brain fitness,
yes, they
even though they haven't called it that all of this
time. Not officially, but they are practicing brain fitness.
And so we're going to be looking at doing nutrition education, the importance of exercise, and the use of technology to keep one mentally and physically active in regards to what they want to do. And then the other 2 programs is Take Control of Your Health. And this is a new signature program for us, and we are rolling that out. Maybe you can give me a couple of seconds on that?
Yes, because I'm going to be one of the facilitators. And Take Control of Your Health is all about self-management for people with chronic diseases, whether it's high cholesterol, asthma, or any number of things, but how to just be better, take better care of yourself, less visits to the doctor.
And we are now in our spring-summer semester.
Spring-summer semester, which will end the end of July.
And the last but not least is that we are expanding into the community and bringing our programs into the community.
Yes.
We have new satellites which consist of the County Connection, Eatontown Community Center, and as usual, Seabrook.
Yes.
So I want to thank you for the update.
You're welcome.
I would like to welcome the audience to SCAN at any point in time. We're located in the mall, and you'll see our calendar now.
How to locate SCAN. SCAN is easy to locate once you find the movie theater at Monmouth Mall. As you enter the parking lot from Route 35, the theater is almost directly ahead of you. Drive towards the theater, but go up along the left side into the parking lot. As you approach the end, you will see entrance number 3 on your right. Park and enter the building here. Once inside, you will see a staircase that only goes down. After passing through the doors at the bottom, turn to your left, and SCAN is right there.